Okay, this is David again with the Shepherd School, and I've got my CETME here, and I'm going to change some parts out. It came black, but I can try to keep my personal set of guns green. That way, when I go to the range, it's easy for me just to say, hey, that's mine, green. And I know it really is not a good reason, but I had to have a reason because I'm pretty vocal about my rule about not modifying your gun. But, you know, this is a designed piece, right? This is HK furniture. I also like it because it's got these holes here that hold the buttstock pins when you take the gun apart, which the CETME furniture does not, and it has a sling swivel on here that the CETME furniture doesn't too. Okay, now I've said before in the videos that the G3 is basically a clone of the CETME rifle, and so a lot of this stuff just fits. However, the buffer is different, and so I had to buy a new buffer and the buffer install hardware here. Okay, so first thing we do is make sure the gun is clear, no ammunition in the room, and then I'm going to field strip it. I'm not going to have to show you that because we already did a video on that. So I'll come back after it's field stripped. Okay, I've got the gun field stripped down, and I've got everything together with the parts and the gun that's going to be modified. So I've got the buttstock, the new buttstock, and all the bolt and everything that goes there. I've got the trigger group and the new grip, and then I've got the new forestock and the upper receiver. Okay, now we know you're going to have to put a new bolt in. I've said that. With this, it just comes right off. Once you press that pin out, okay, take that pin out, and then that just pops. Get a grip. Hardly get a grip on it on camera. There we go. That just pulls right off. Now, the new one may need a little bit of dremeling to fit. Okay. Took a little bit of wiggling, a little bit of sanding down around here to get this to fit, but it just went in pretty nice, and there's the pin. Okay. For the grip, it's also pretty straightforward. Screw out the grip screw. Slides right off. Kind of looks a little bit like a 1911 grip. Slides right back on. Line everything up, put the screw back in. There you go. Green grip. My problem comes with my recoil assembly and buffer. Okay? They're different. For a CETME, there's one screw for the buffer. For the G3, there's two screws for the buffer. And I tried just sitting the CETME buffer in the HK stock. That didn't work. So then I ended up getting an HK buffer and trying to put it in the CETME Reassembly and screwed into the stock. That didn't work because it went in cattywampus. I filed it down a little bit to get it to fit flush, but the screw holes weren't in the same spot. So even though I got it to fit, the screw hole was different. So I did a little bit more research, called RTG, talked to them a little bit, and ended up buying a G3 complete rear assembly, okay, because obviously it will mate exactly to the G3 stock, G3 buffer, all that stuff will fit, okay. And this is supposed to fit exactly in the H and K, or the CETME receiver, and the CETME bolt once that this nylon guide ring is fitted. So what I did is I took my Dremel tool and just put a hone on it and honed it down until it fits in the buffer assembly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the G3 stock. So I'm going to take the CETME away, Okay. That's going to fit in just like that. See how the holes line up? So we want to do, put that in there just like that. Okay. Push the buffer in. What I'm going to do is just screw those. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to screw that one in and that one in. I'm not going to tighten this stuff fully until I get all the pieces parts in. Here's the stock screw from there. And torque down. I'm going to tighten these screws up. Okay. Those two screws in there nice and flush. Now before I put the buttstock on here, I want to function check everything. Make sure everything fits in as it's supposed to. Okay. Sometimes the rear assembly, especially when you're switching G3 and CETME stuff, they may not fit flush, and so these holes might not line up. You might see on some forums where they talk about shaving off some of your lower receiver. I would just, I wouldn't do that. I'd do what I did. If it didn't fit, I ended up going and getting another piece. This whole recoil assembly was like $20, right? It's a lot cheaper than trying to file off your receiver and jacking your gun up, okay? So, got my pins. Got my pins in there, right? All right. So I function checked it, and it works. So now I'm going to take this, and you don't want to put this on until last, because let me tell you, it's a pain in the rear end to get back off, okay? So it just lines up on these pinholes. And it snaps into place, okay? So there we got HK G3 green jungle stock on a CETME rifle. The forend, the grip, easy, simple. The rear, kind of difficult. Ended up having to use a G3 recoil assembly. Everything from the rear assembly back is G3. Okay? That's the simplest way to go. And it causes less problems, even though a CETME Buffer is probably a little better. Alright, so that's all there is to it. Until next time, you can always catch us online, www.tngun.com.